wake up. Hey, Merc, wake up, wake up.
Hello, son. Run along and take that flute with you. I want to get a little sleep.
But have you heard the news from Earth?
What news?
They're using your name commercially down there on Earth.
Oh, they are they? Well, by Jupiter, they're not going to get away with that. Who's misusing my name?
Some company, the Ford Motor Company, I think, has built a new automobile, and they've named it Mercury, after you. It's been the talk of the automotive world for over a year.
Ford Motor Company, you say? Well, this calls for action. I'm going down to investigate. So this is my namesake. Not bad at all. But I'm not going to let appearance alone influence me. No, sir. If this car isn't the best, it's not going to bear my name. Hail, youth, come here.
What the? Say, who are you?
What insolence! I am Mercury, swift-footed messenger of the gods, protector of travelers, and holder of the universe record for the 100,000-mile dash.
Headed spell, here I come.
How dare you name this horseless chariot after me without obtaining my permission? Why, the name Mercury stands for the best.
Yes, that's why we named it after you. It's a standout in the field. Its wheels seem to have wings.
You'll have to prove that before I let you use my name.
All right, but I should have some other cars here to compare with the Mercury 8.
Very well. I'll be back in a flash.
Look at him go. In a minute, I'll be believing in black magic.
Here are the vehicles you request.
What a man. Glad I didn't ask for an earthquake. Thank you, Mr. Mercury. Now, you'll notice that the Mercury stands out from the other cars in styling, in distinction. To give you an idea of what I mean, most of these other cars look so much alike it's hard to distinguish between them. But you'd know the Mercury without a nameplate. The smart sweep back of the chrome grille bars resembles water curling past the prow of a trim cruiser. It's different and it's modern. The Mercury bears a strong family resemblance to the Lincoln Zephyr, America's style leader. And speaking of style, the Mercury sports models have what it takes. First, we have the sedan coupe, a personal, distinctive car whose custom-built appearance is emphasized by rustless steel window frames. And this convertible sedan, a racy phaeton or a snug closed car at will. 4 of the other cars in this group don't even offer convertible sedans. And third in this group is the new club convertible with full-width rear seats. The new automatic top, which is standard on the Mercury, raises or lowers itself at the touch of this convenient button. Mercury's steel beam headlights are gracefully streamlined into the broad fenders, too, not jutting out into the windstream like the headlights on some cars.
Yes, I can see that.
And Mercury's lights are wide-spaced on the fenders, too. Most of these other cars, as you see, have narrow-set headlights. Mercury gives a true indication of the car width at night. Now, Mr. Mercury, as an authority on streamlining for speed, you'll like the way the Mercury 8 is set close to the ground. It's low and fleet in appearance. And when you compare the sloping rear deck on the Mercury 8 with the humped and bulging decks on these other cars, you really begin to appreciate how our car stands out.
Again, you speak truly.
I'd also like to have you inspect the finish on the Mercury 8. It's a special plastic-baked enamel, which retains its luster longer than lacquer and is not affected by spilled alcohol or gasoline. Here's something else that's attractive, the interior of the Mercury 8. Look in here and you'll see the most beautiful sight you've ever seen. This blue and silver color scheme is standard on the Mercury 8. A few of the other cars offer a two-tone interior, but they charge up to $75 extra for it. So I think you'll agree that Mercury is smartly styled. Now, in the Mercury, you'll find the true meaning of convenience. Everything you need is at your fingertips and at no extra cost. There's a trip mileage speedometer, unusual in this price class, an exclusive battery condition indicator, and a rheostat dimmer for the panel light. None of these others furnishes a rheostat dimmer. Then there's a concealed ashtray, a glove compartment lock that's extra on some others, and an electric clock that's an extra on all these other cars. And most of these cars charge extra for the snap-out type lighter, but not Mercury. Look at this radio control right here at the top of the instrument panel, handier than any of the rest. One tuning button on the Mercury does the work of 5 or 6 on other cars.
What's this for?
That's the starter button. Its convenient location leaves both feet free when you start the engine, say on a hill. On most cars in this group, the starter control is still on the floor. This 2-spoke steering wheel is something you can't get on any of these other cars. It's easier to grasp and provides a clearer view of the instrument panel in the 3-spoke type. Under the steering column is the coincidental lock. It locks both ignition and steering as double protection against theft. No other car in this group has a coincidental lock. And don't overlook the convenience of the Mercury fingertip gear shift. It's so easy to shift gears, you don't even have to move your hand from the wheel. Mercury, alone in this group, furnishes twin side reading lights above each door pillar to illuminate both front and rear compartments much better than the single light used in other cars. And finally, friction-type door checks on all doors, used only on Mercury in this group, hold the door open even when parked on an incline. This is only a partial list of Mercury conveniences, but it's enough to show you Mercury's plus quality. And mind you, all these items are on the Mercury at no extra cost. This naturally leads to the subject of comfort, where we've got an even bigger story to tell.
Why, this seat is softer than the edge of a cloud.
Yes, sir. Mercury seats are scientifically designed to support you properly and to eliminate fatigue. For one thing, the floating edge seat construction gives you support under the knees, where you need it. For another thing, Mercury seat cushions have individually pocketed luxury-type springs throughout. You see, Mercury seats are feature number 1 of Mercury's triple cushioned ride.
Triple cushioned ride, eh?
Yes, sir. It's a new kind of ride resulting from 3 major comfort features. First, the scientifically designed seat. Second, the long, flexible transverse springs which permit the Mercury 8 to take any bump or curve without dipping in side sway. And third, the 4 double-acting hydraulic shock absorbers which control spring actions in both directions. Mercury, alone in this group, uses 4 adjustable shock absorbers. Any Ford dealer can adjust your shock absorbers to give you the kind of ride you prefer. But Mercury is topped in quietness as well as riding ease. Why, I could talk to you like this, Mercury, and you'd hear every word I said. Because new insulating materials are 15 times as effective as former materials, scientifically blanketing all harsh sound. Now, for even more comfort, Mercury gives you controlled ventilation.
What on earth is that?
The secret is this ventilating wing, which tilts as it swings outward to give better ventilation without draft. In closed body types, the Mercury divider post disappears as you lower the window. In cars where the divider post does not roll down, it interferes with hand signaling and vision. Now let's consider roominess. Of course, you expect a big car in this price class, but Mercury is bigger where bigness counts. Inside the car, that's where Mercury designers really went to town. Taking advantage of its compact V8 engine and its wide flaring body lines, they made this car the roomiest in its field. In height, the Mercury 8 measures 50 inches from ceiling to floor. That's an advantage of from 3/4 of an inch to 2 inches over every other car in this group. And the Mercury is wider, too, with 60 inches from door to door at the center pillar. In fact, Mercury is wider by 1.5 to 4 full inches than any of these other cars. And in length, from windshield to rear window, the Mercury 8 measures 104 inches. Only one car matches this. As for the rest, the Mercury has an advantage that ranges up to 8 full inches.
Let's see now. 50 inches ceiling to floor. Length 100 and... Say, I have a jingle for you. 50 inches from ceiling to floor. 60 inches from door to door. From front to rear, 104. In height, width, and length, Mercury has more.
Say, that's all right.